So are you considering Marriott SurfWatch here on Hilton Head Island for your next timeshare vacation? Maybe you should, or maybe you shouldn't. Let's talk about what we liked and what we didn't. Coming right up. Hello and welcome to Destination Timeshare. I'm Jeremy, and before we jump into this video about the things we liked and didn't like about Marriott SurfWatch here on Hilton Head Island in South Carolina, I just want to let you know on this channel, I like to provide my knowledge, tips and advice to help you get the most from your timeshare ownership. So if that sounds like what you want to see, be sure to hit subscribe down below, hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos. Okay, so I'm over here by the High Tides pool to talk about dislike number one. I'm actually going to do this a little bit different than I've done my previous like-dislike videos where I basically did all my likes, all my dislikes. This time I'm going to alternate. So here we are, dislike number one, and that has to do with the pools. Now, we're pretty big users of the pools at our timeshare properties when we stay, and a big disappointment here with these pools is not so much the pools, but the pool lounge chairs. They're extremely high off the ground. I just don't get it. For my wife, who is pretty short, these are difficult to get into and out of. And even for me, we really didn't even sit on a lounge chair. They're just way too tall. And talking to somebody else in the pool, the first thing we mentioned about the pools, the first response from them was, the chairs are too tall. I just don't get it. We prefer those low lounge chairs at the other properties we've stayed at, and just a bit of a disappointment here. These very tall pool loungers at Marriott SurfWatch. Okay, so I'm here at the boardwalk that goes over the Marsh to talk about the first like that we have here at Marriott SurfWatch, and that is simply this boardwalk over the Marsh to the beach. It is a pretty long walk, and we're going to have a dislike a little bit later about this as well, but this boardwalk to the beach is actually quite pretty. You pass over the tidal marsh here at Marriott SurfWatch, and there's just some nice views. Quite often you'll see some birds out there as well, egrets, herons, but yeah, just kind of a nice, peaceful, leisurely walk, even though if it is a long ways, to the beach at this boardwalk here. So yeah, that is one of the things we like here at Marriott SurfWatch. Okay, I'm jumping now over here to our second like, and that is simply the storage for your beach stuff here at Marriott SurfWatch. We've actually only seen this one time before. They may have it at some of the other properties here on Hilton Head Island, but we saw it at Ocean Watch up in Myrtle Beach. But yeah, this is pretty cool. You leave your items here at your own risk. But yeah, no need to haul them up and down to your villa, which if you're over in the garden view section, those are quite a ways away. So no need really for kind of a wagon or a buggy to get your beach items, chairs, umbrellas, boogie boards, whatever, to the beach. This is actually halfway along the boardwalk path from the main section to the beach. So feel free to leave your items here. Just make sure you pick them up when you leave, because if they're left here for more than 4 days without being moved, they're essentially just going to get rid of them. So that is just one of the things we like, these storage boxes here for your beach stuff at SurfWatch. Okay, I'm jumping back over here to the boardwalk to talk about dislike number two, and that just simply has to be the long walk to the beach. From most of the buildings here at SurfWatch, they do have the building here, which is the Ocean Vista Views. It's fairly close, but even still, it's quite a ways to the beach, which is way back here behind me. And yeah, we came from way back here. They may consider this a beach resort, but I probably wouldn't. I'd consider it a resort with beach access. You have a pretty long walk to get to the beach. One of the disappointing things, they do offer though, however, a shuttle service, golf carts that basically run back and forth across this boardwalk here to get you from the main section to the beach. Certainly feel free to walk, but those shuttles are kind of handy, but definitely a disappointing thing here that the resort, the main part, is so far to the beach. Okay, so I'm down here at the Sea and Surf Club pool to kind of talk about dislike number three now, and that is just simply that the Sea and Surf Club pool is pretty much down in a hole. When you're sitting at the pool or in the pool, this is where the Atlantic Ocean is, but it's hidden by the sea dunes and seagrass. So kind of a disappointing thing here. I don't know if there was probably really no other way to do it, but Essentially, when you come into this pool, you either have to go down a ramp or down a set of stairs to get to it. It would have been great if this could have been built up a little bit at least, so when you're at least sitting on the pool deck, you have a nice view of the Atlantic Ocean. Now, even better would have been if they could have built an infinity pool, and it would have looked like when you're in the pool that you're just in the ocean as well. Those are pretty fabulous. But yeah, that's one of the disappointing things. One of the things we really didn't like here at SurfWatch, just that Sea and Surf Club pool here is essentially in a hole. Okay, so I'm here back in the middle of the resort with the pond behind me to talk about like number 3, and that just has to be the indoor pool. Inside this building right here behind me is the indoor pool. They also have an indoor hot tub as well. Definitely a big plus, and something that actually I believe all of the big 3 Marriotts here on Hilton Head Island have, potentially some of the others as well, is an indoor pool. Definitely a great thing, especially here in wintertime, when it probably gets a little bit chilly in December, January, February, those times of years. I actually kind of wish that the Florida resorts would have an indoor pool as well, because when it's scorching hot outside, it would be nice to be in an air-conditioned area using the pool, and maybe even to avoid some of the bugs, or if it's one of those torrential rain downpours that they quite often get in Florida. It would be nice to have an indoor pool as well. But that's certainly one of the things we like. Number 3, the indoor pool. Okay, so I'm here in the wetland area of the resort, essentially right in the middle of the resort, on a boardwalk that they have going over the wetland area to talk about just like number 4. And anytime you have this wetland area like this, and potentially even the marsh over there as well, and in general just Hilton Head Island, is you have bugs. And those bugs most certainly at night, in the evenings, around dawn, around dusk, they like to come out and bite. So if you're coming to Marriott SurfWatch, be sure to bring some bug spray so you can fend off those bugs. Just one of the things we don't like about this resort. Okay, I'm now sitting out here by one of the fire pits to talk about like number 4, and that just simply has to be the fire pits. It seems like this resort actually kind of got it right. Many of the resorts we visit, we don't usually use the fire pits too much. We don't come out and sit around in the evenings, but I know a lot of people do, and they're usually pretty crowded because they usually only often have one for an entire resort. This property put in 3, so 3 fire pits here at Marriott's SurfWatch on Hilton Head Island. Really just kind of spreads out the people a lot more. A lot more people are able to come down here and enjoy this wonderful amenity that the resort has to offer. So we really love that they put in essentially 3 fire pits here at SurfWatch. All right, now let's move on to talk about dislike number 5. And that is this resort doesn't really have a lot of seating areas. There's 195 villas here at Marriott SurfWatch. And when I compare this to Marriott's Crystal Shores on Marco Island in Florida, it has like about 225, I believe, and it has way more seating areas spread throughout the resort. One of my likes of that property. And if you do want to see a video about my likes and dislikes of Marriott's Crystal Shores, check it out right up here. There'll be a link up there above. But yeah, this resort, it has a few. We have the fire pits. Then we have this kind of weird area behind me, which is just kind of some nondescript picnic tables, which I really don't understand what the purpose of these are. They're under this pretty nice canopy of trees, so lots of shade. Maybe they do some owners' receptions, activities out here. But other than that, I really don't see what the purpose of these are. It would be great to have some nice, cushy chairs, cushy lounge chairs, big, thick cushions. You know, around the resort, they do have a few kind of tables and chairs up at the kind of lobby check-in registration area, and as well as those kind of docks out there over the lake, but they really only have a couple chairs on each one. So something I really wish this resort would have is just more seating areas around the property to just sit and relax and enjoy. I mean, of course you have the pools, but nothing kind of really matches just being able to kind of sit around, relax in a nice area. And this resort just does not seem to have the same quality of seating areas that we've seen at many others. Okay, so I'm here outside the Ocean Marsh building, which is right here behind me, to talk about like number 5, and that is simply on-site bicycle rentals. Now this is something that quite a few other properties actually have here on Hilton Head, because in Hilton Head, bicycling is a huge activity that almost everybody takes part in. We didn't rent any bicycles. We don't have any bicycles, but yeah, if you're wanting to rent bicycles, you can actually rent them here. You can rent them for the day, for the week. It's actually a pretty good deal. And this is also where you can pick yourself up a fishing pole to rent too if you want to fish over in that pond over there. So definitely a great thing here where you can rent bicycles on site at SurfWatch. Okay, so let's move on now to number 6, the 6th dislike that we have with Marriott's SurfWatch on Hilton Head Island in South Carolina. And if you're an owner here or a frequent guest, I hope this doesn't offend you. This is one thing that we just can't really put a finger on of what it is about this property, but there's just something about it. It just kind of lacks character, lacks the vibe, lacks the ambiance that many other properties have. It's kind of like they just purchased some property here in Hilton Head Island and decided, hey, we'll put a resort on it. And it's just kind of, they put some buildings where they could find dry land and put some pools that are essentially just on concrete slabs. There's no real nice landscaping, just kind of some scrubby, brushy areas here. Just seems to lack character and ambiance. I mean, if you could take Marriott's Cypress Harbor in Orlando, pick it up and move it and put it here at this resort, that would be fantastic. That is perhaps the resort that we enjoy the most for the charm and the ambiance. It just is really second to none, and this resort pretty much lacks all of it. I don't get it. It's just hard to describe, hard to put my finger on exactly what it is. But yeah, just not really getting the vibe here at SurfWatch. Okay, I'm up here now in our villa to talk about our 6th like here at Marriott SurfWatch, and that it just happens to be the villa kitchen. It is actually a pretty good sized kitchen. Has all your utensils, cutlery, and dinnerware as well to get you through your stay. Another nice thing that they have here is these are soft close cabinets. So you can't slam them and wake other people up in the morning when maybe you're doing some cooking, maybe making breakfast. You can't be slamming those. That's pretty annoying when you hear and you're trying to sleep and hear somebody in the villa slamming the cabinet doors. So that's a nice thing. But yeah, a pretty nice villa kitchen here, good size. One drawback we found was the dishwasher was installed on a slant where it's leaning forward, and anytime you open it, essentially that top drawer just slides out. It's a little bit annoying, especially when you're trying to fill the bottom drawer with dishes. It's hard to get them in when that top drawer just keeps sliding out over the bottom one. So just one of those drawbacks. But otherwise, a pretty good kitchen. We really we've used this quite a bit on this trip, and it is definitely one of the pluses here at SurfWatch. Okay, so now I'm over here in the 2nd bedroom of our 2-bedroom villa to talk about dislike number 7, the final dislike that we have here at SurfWatch, and that just happens to be very thin mattresses. Now, I've complained about the mattresses being hard before, but this place takes them to a new level. Almost like I'm not staying in an RV, I'm staying at a luxury timeshare property. I should have the same type of mattress that I have on my bed. A full thickness mattress, I don't know how else you say that. But these here are just, for some reason, unreasonably thin mattresses. Not something that I would expect at a Marriott timeshare property. I just don't get it. Extremely hard. Now, we were lucky enough to bring along with us our foam mattress topper, so we were able to make it a little bit better, but still not ideal. I just think when they redo these villas, whenever that might be, they need to put in a proper mattress and not try and go for these cheap things, these thin things. They may not even be cheap, but they're thin. They need to replace them with something much more ideal and much better here at SurfWatch. Okay, I'm in a pretty unusual place here in our villa now, and that is the master bathroom shower, as you can see behind me here, for our 7th and final like. This master bathroom shower is perhaps the best, the biggest walk-in shower at a Marriott timeshare property that we've ever stayed in. I mean, you have nozzles on both sides, lots of controls. It's just water sprays from every direction here. It is a huge shower, a nice large shower bench down there as well. Just the perfect shower for when you need to get washed up after a day at the pool or the beach. Alright, so there you have it, the 7 things that we liked and 7 that we didn't here at Marriott's SurfWatch on Hilton Head Island, South Carolina. Have you been here before? What do you think of my list? Do you have any others? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Also, if you want to see more videos about timeshare, check out the description box below for another video for sure about Marriott's SurfWatch. Check this one out right up here. YouTube, they think you're going to like that one down there. Don't forget to subscribe. You can do so by clicking on my picture right here. Hit that notification bell. And until next time, let's make your next destination a timeshare.